Martin's big words. The life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Everywhere in Martin's hometown, he saw the signs, white only. His mother said these signs were in all southern cities and towns in the United States. Every time Martin read the words, he felt bad, until he remembered what his mother told him. You, Aisha, are as good as anyone. In church, Martin sang hymns. He read from the Bible. He listened to his father preach. These words made him feel good. When I grow up, I'm going to give big words too. Martin grew up. He became a minister like his father. And he used the big words he had heard as a child from his parents and from the Bible. Everyone can be great. You too, LaMarcus. Everyone. He studied the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi. He learned how the Indian nation won freedom without ever firing a gun. Martin said love when others said hate. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Amen. Only love can drive out hate. Not hate on hate. Two wrongs don't make a right. They just make two wrongs. He said together when others said separate. He said peace when others said war. Sooner or later, all the people of the world will have to discover a way to live together. In 1955, on a cold December day in Montgomery, Alabama, Rosa Parks was coming home from work. A white man told her to get up from her seat on the bus so he could sit. She said no and was arrested. Montgomery's black citizens learned from her arrest. It made them angry. They decided not to ride the buses until they could sit anywhere they wanted. Right, Tatiana? We have a right to sit wherever we want. We are all equal. For 381 days, they walked to work and school and church. They walked in rain and cold and in the blistering heat. Martin walked with them and talked with them and sang with them and prayed with them until the white city leaders had to agree they could sit anywhere they wanted. When the history books are written, someone would say there lived black people who had to. In the next 10 years, black Americans all over the South protested for their equal rights. Martin walked with them and talked with them and sang with them and prayed with them. White ministers told them to stop. Mayors and governors and police chiefs and judges ordered them to stop. But they kept on marching. Wait. For years I have heard the word wait. We have waited more than 340 years for our rights. It's a long time, 340 years. I don't know, we have to calculate it, okay?
That's me if they want that's me if they want to stop. That's only if they want to stop.
What do you mean?
They marching.
Yeah, they said they not gonna stop because they want to get something accomplished. They said we're fighting for our rights. We deserve to be treated just like anybody else. So we're gonna march. And they said we're not gonna wait. We're not gonna wait for this. This needs to happen now. They had courage.
For their freedom.
Well, they were already free, Because we weren't in slavery anymore. But what else? You got Ladasha.
Or you can go to restaurants and ride on any seat on a bus.
And what can we call that? Our civil
rights.
Civil rights. So they were protesting and doing marching and doing all these things for the movement. Because this is in here, a movement is more than one thing. So they wanted more than one thing. They wanted a lot of things. That's why they're gonna call it a movement. Because they were doing so many different things to get things accomplished, right? They were marching. Dr. Martin Luther King was speaking. They were boycotting. It's a movement. The ASA, the library, and TNU, that's end segregation. Who can tell me what segregation is? It can be unfair. It means they had a white side and a black side. That's segregation. They were keeping everything separate.
Oh.
Yes, Ladasha?
Now I understand. It means the end separation, like ending.
Desegregation means ending separation. No, desegregation would be putting it together.
Yeah.
Segregation, keeping it apart.
No, that's what I said. Like
Segregation, yeah, means apart. Desegregation means letting everybody, all Americans. He cared about people all over the world. And people all over the world admired him. In 1964, he won the Nobel Peace Prize. He won it because he taught others to fight with words, not with fists. Not with fists. Martin went wherever people needed help. In April 1968, he went to Memphis, Tennessee. He went to help garbage collectors who were on strike. He walked with them and talked with them
and prayed with them
and sang with them and prayed with them. On his second day there, he was shot.